I would like to invite our project speaker for today, which is Harizah Faiz, who will be delivering her level 1 speech on researching and presenting from the Engaging Humor Pathways. Harizah is a lecturer by profession, teaching English and critical thinking. As previously shared, Harizah likes to discuss current issues, especially regarding topics that are controversial. She does this so that these topics are no longer seen as taboo, and speaking about hush-hush issues in public is one of the best strategies to create awareness and bring about positive changes. So for today, our speaker, Harizah, is going to present her prepared speech entitled, "Be a Man, Do the Right Thing." So listen up, gentlemen. This lady is going to talk about be a man, do the right thing. May I present Harizah Faiz. Over to you, Harizah.
Thank you so much, Wendy. So, be a man, do the right thing. Now, before I begin with the speech, I'm going to share with you some statistics. So this happens once every 35 minutes in Malaysia. 90% involves underage girls. And for every 120 reported cases, only 3 will go to trial. Can you guess what these are statistics of? Let me tell you what these are statistics of, okay? And it is going to be outrageous, okay? These are statistics of rape cases in Malaysia. Let me repeat that again, okay? Rape cases. Every 35 minutes, once in every 35 minutes, 90% involves underage girls. And for every 120 reported cases, only 3 will go to trial. Now, before I get the not all men hashtag on my topic or on my title, let me give you another statistic. Globally, okay, an estimated 91% of victims are female and only 9% are male. Now, even though there are a male victim, right, the perpetrators are still males, and 99% of all cases perpetrators are male. So that is why I am putting light on the men in this case. Okay. Now let's go through some misconceptions. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because I have looked through, I have participated in some online discussions. I've read some online comments. There are so many misconceptions of rape. Many people always imagine rape to be, breaking and entering, somebody wearing like a baklava or, with black mask. And then the victim is lying on the bed and this person will hit the victim. There'll be bruises, there'll be cuts and so on and so forth. But this is not the only depiction, or this is not the only definition of rape. Okay. Nowadays, I think with the advent of technology, with a lot more people meeting strangers, we have to talk about what else can be considered rape. So rape is not always physically violent. It doesn't always involve bruises and cuts or wounds. It is not always physically painful. The victim sometimes don't even know that she is a victim. Okay? This is what we call sexual coercion. So sexual coercion is when this situation involves pressure. Okay? What sort of pressure? The most common that we see is when there is a power imbalance. When there is one person who holds power over the other person. So the other person feels like they have to say yes. They have to want it. They have to enjoy it. Yes, correct. Okay, sexual coercion. So they are not giving consent freely. Although we sometimes think consent means to freely, join or agree to something, but some consent are not given freely. So although it does not involve physical force, it is still very damaging because, sometimes at the end of the day, people feel confused, people feel uncomfortable. That means consent was not given. Okay. So many news we see nowadays involve minors. And this is the most clear-cut example that there is no consent because people under the age of 18 people who are not considered adult cannot give consent, even though they enjoyed it. I'm sorry to say that, even though people say they wanted it. Okay, there's no such thing as consent when minor is involved. And this is so disheartening and outrageous to see in Malaysia, where if you look through social media with current issues, current news, many people are arguing, oh, she liked it, she wanted it, she loved him. This is still considered rape because she is underage. This is a child that we are talking about. And what's even more alarming is in adulthood, many sexual assault cases goes unreported because we don't know. People don't know it is sexual assault. People don't know they can report. So, for example, in situation of power imbalance, it can happen anywhere and with everyone. Okay, like I mentioned, the workplace. Okay, the most classic case is a superior and a subordinate. Of course, when it involves your livelihood, right? It involves where you make your income. All right, there is a certain situation where you want to please the person who is in charge of this. Okay, so this is considered sexual assault also, because there is a condition to giving up or having a good time with someone, basically. So this happens when there is a person of authority at the workplace, for example, when the person is older. Okay, this happens in society a lot. And this one, I don't know, but in my culture, I always notice when there is a significant family acquaintance. Like if you're going out with somebody's son or you're going out with somebody's daughter, and you feel the need to somehow, please the person that you are with. So this is also considered assault. Okay. And I also want to share some discussion because I work with young adults. So we always talk about what is happening, what they are experiencing. And because nowadays the dating world is all, at the fingertips. Okay. This is where I talk about strangers meeting strangers. Okay, there's no mutual friends, so there's no accountability, there's no sense of I can do whatever I want. Okay, so when I talk to these people, right, they always say, right, there is this pressure to always to act cool and to give in, and especially when a man takes out a girl, a boy, I would say a boy because I think they're not matured yet. Okay, a boy takes out a girl. And he shows her a good time, he buys her a nice lunch or dinner, and then there is pressure at the end of the day, for the girl to kind of repay the man for all the good times that he had shown her. So this is also sexual assault because there is no real consent there. There is pressure. So in this case, both men and women, and this can happen in both men and women. Sometimes girls will use guilt trip, or okay, girls too can be perpetrators and they too can be predators. So this is just a reminder for guys and girls: you don't have to please anyone, you don't have to meet society's expectations, you don't have to be cool all the time. So why do we need to talk about all this? Because largely a lot of these cases goes unreported, and commonly because there is a lot of stigma and scrutiny around it. People don't like to talk about it. So I want to talk about it, and I want people to talk about it. So at the end of this, everyone, both men and women, act like a man, be a man, do the right thing, don't pressure, don't cause hurt, don't rape. Thank you. Back to you, Wendy.
Thank you so much, Harizah.